Welcome to another episode of Me and ADHD. Today we're talking about how medication has helped manage symptoms of ADHD, or if it doesn't help manage symptoms of ADHD. And to do that, Chris has joined us to talk about his recent diagnosis and even more recent, his starting of the titration period with his medication. So a big welcome to Chris.
How are you doing? Yeah, good, thank you.
Excellent. So, I mean, we've talked briefly a couple times before. You're recently diagnosed ADHD.
So I think it was 2 weeks ago, isn't it now? I think it was about 2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago, yeah, on the meds, that's right, yeah. So,
yeah,
excellent. So, I mean, obviously, to go on the medication, there are things, I guess, struggles and hurdles that you've had, you know, on a sort of day-to-day basis. What sort of hurdles and struggles have you had regarding the ADHD?
I think the struggles that I've had have mainly come kind of in the last few days. So, I mean, first day taking the meds, it was, I don't know, it was a massive spring in my step. I was phoning everybody, absolutely everybody in my contacts, my mum, my dad, my wife, absolutely everyone, going, this is amazing. I can't believe how good this is. Do people really think like this? I was a million miles an hour, everything. And I'm just thinking, like, the outlook for the future was amazing. I think, oh God, I'm going to grow my business. I'm going to get it massive this time next year, Rodney. We're going to be millionaires. That was kind of feeling that I had. It was such a sort of, I put a post on Facebook and I'm like, this is awesome. And then somebody kind of shot me down a little bit and gone, yeah, I think what you're feeling is probably slightly a little bit of euphoria. I'm like, whatever. And then the night time, I could kind of feel that it worn off, but I was relaxed. I was good. I went to bed, slept fine. And then the next morning, kind of genuinely excited to take the tablets. I was up early anyway. One of the things I found is on a weekend, I'm up really early, sort of 5 o'clock, and we've got dogs and cats and all the rest of it. So I just kind of go downstairs and throw the ball and just chill out for a bit. And on the Saturday morning, second day, I had nothing, absolutely nothing. We had an action kind of packed day, going buying suits for my son. And it was almost made it worse because I had such a good day Friday, and then I'd say Saturday I was probably like I was the Thursday, but it just impacted it slightly more mentally because I didn't have anything from it. There was nothing. It was in a shopping centre and it was busy. It was the smallest suit shop you've ever seen in your life, and not great.
So with the medication that you're taking at the moment, okay, so you felt like the first day your focus was there and everything was like going 100 miles an hour. It was a lot clearer.
Yeah.
What was it like before you started the titration? So without the medication, what was it?
Is that
like
pre-diagnosis or post?
No, pre-medication. So even after the diagnosis, what affected you basically? What was your focus like?
But unless it was something that really interested me, like probably like most people who've got ADHD, they've got 1,000,001 domains. I've got a lot. I've had so many ideas. I mean, they were the good times, you know, when you've got something in your mind and you're just on it. That super focus is just, it makes you feel really good. You're really positive, you know. Internally, you just kind of, you start looking forward to things. But then ultimately, kind of one hurdle, it just kind of crashes down. I mean, I think one of the biggest things I've struggled with post the diagnosis was it seemed as though every coping mechanism that I've had prior to diagnosis has gone out the window, because it's almost like excuse me, so you're almost portrayed that a lot of people you see on these medications, it's going to change your life. I feel so good, I'm focused, I'm committed, I can get things done, all this kind of stuff. And it's almost like, yeah, that's a quick fix. And then you just kind of anything that you've done to manage these emotions before, you just go, I don't need them. And clearly you do. So it's like before the medication come, there was a bit of a mess up getting the meds out. They should have come to me on it Tuesday. I didn't get them until Friday. So I was really irritable, really just kind of almost clock watching for every second. And, you know, on the, it was an online form for the medication. If you'd gone onto the emails and looked at how many times I'd logged in because you get a code, there's a lot. I must have done it like over 100 times within seconds. Just keep pulling the page down to refresh to see if I could see that item ships thing come up, and it was like disappointing. And then I did phone them and went, right, that's an hour and a half. Well, we'll rectify. You'll get them tomorrow. So, what was the question again? I forgot.
This is truly a conversation between two ADHDers. What were your struggles? What were your particular struggles, sort of pre-taking medication?
So the particular struggles prior to the medication, irritability. I get so irritable. The slightest little noises. So if you're not telling my kids to, especially my daughter, to turn the phone down, and then she ultimately does turn the phone down, it's the tapping on the screens with the nails. That is like nails on a chalkboard. Little things like that just make me really irritable. The sensitive dysphoria thing, I can't remember the name of it. That was a thing. I mean, so the day I got the diagnosis, I mean, the hour I got it, I was chatting to my wife, and she's like, so? I'm like, yep. And it was like 5 or 10 minutes, and I said to the wife, just be nice. That's it, that's all I said. Just be nice to me. And the look I got from her, I was like, what are you looking like that for? Why are you looking like that? I'm just saying be nice. And she's like, are you taking the absolute mick? I'm like, no, what do you mean? And she's like, I'm joking. But I didn't take it as that. I was like, well, I just like really, I don't know, it just got me, I don't want to say irritable because I wasn't irritable. It was just, I was like, you just focus on people's facial expressions, everything, to the most minor details, the twitching of the eyes, the movement, did they crack a smile, is it going the other way? And you're just looking at absolutely everything to kind of figure out what's that person doing, what are you saying? But she was joking, and I just kind of took it the wrong way because it was just a bit, I don't know. My mind was kind of everywhere at that minute. What else? I mean, outburst, anger, rage. Road rage. So bad with road rage. And you know, even with the tablets the other day, I had a bit of an issue that kind of frustrated me. Kind of like children that just deplete your energy. That was the situation. The road rage I had on the way home from work, I mean, I work for myself, so I'm at different sites all the time, was just horrendous. I was just kind of so irritable. And so, you know, a car doing 29 mile an hour in a 30, I'm ready to ram that guy off the road. Yeah, just lots of little things, just lots of different stuff. I mean, prior to even diagnosis and prior to even ADHD being ever mentioned, it was like somebody said to me once, you Asperger's? I'm like, no. And I Googled it. I'm like, doesn't fit, but you know something's wrong. Yeah. But like the first time I heard it, I was like, yeah, but that's kids bouncing off of walls, isn't it? That's that hyperactivity thing. My nephew had it when he was younger. He doesn't take any medications, don't really seem to have any issues with it now. But yeah, it's just a question in kind of what's wrong with me. Why can't I get off my arse and do stuff? You know, I work in an industry where it's all based around compliance, which I really do enjoy because I'm still here, you know, 5 years later with my own business and it's going well. but on some sites, me merely being on site is enough to satisfy the requirements of what they do. And I can sit in my car for 7 hours and I will procrastinate the whole 7 hours. I will Netflix, I will do everything, and I cannot get my ass up and get motivated. And it's that, why do I do that? You just think, oh, proper lazy. Like, really, how can you not? How can you do that? How can someone sit there? I mean, I used to have little jaunts to stretch my legs, but how is that possible to be able to do that? But I did it, and I was pretty good at it as well. So, but yeah, I think I still find, at the minute, I'm still finding a lot of them little triggers are there. So this is why I'm kind of not sure on the medication. It worked initially. I had a week of 30 milligram, then I went up to 50. And on the day that I was going up to the 50, I was going down to see a new customer, a new contract, about a project. So internally, I thought, what if the 50s make me like the first days on the 30s?
Yeah.
And in my head, it's like, you think of like all these kind of like ADHD, autism, they're all kind of a neurological disorder. And it's the same in my head, it was like in my head, it's like I'm thinking, it's similar to Tourette's, isn't it? It's just involuntary spasms of words or tics or all that kind of stuff. So I can just imagine, I'll take one of these tablets, I'll be going down, I'll have some involuntary hand movement or something that just like a weird sort of glitch and twitch in my head. I thought, you know what, I'm experimenting the day before with that 50, and I'm so glad I did. I must have been off my rocker the whole day. In terms of
Really?
mentally and physically being able to drive, there was no problems there, but I was a million miles an hour, so fast, everything. I couldn't do anything without just, everything was just too fast. But then the second day when I went to them on the 50, oh, fine. Absolutely just leveled off, brilliant, got the work done, got the projects, got a sort of outline, and a successful day. But that one just seems to be a little bit declining, whether that's due to the meds or the kind of surroundings that I've got and what's going off. Don't know yet. So, but that's the whole point around titration, and it takes a while.
Yeah, absolutely. It can take weeks, it can take months, it can take years, depending on, where it affects you and things like that, and how many times you have to come off it and go back on it again and things. But which medication are you on?
Elevance.
Evans, okay.
Yeah.
There are a few different things out there. I'm on methylphenidate, which
What's the other name for those?
What's that? Sorry.
Is there another name for the ones that you're on?
Well, methylphenidate is the sort of generic term for one of the what would you call it, stimulant medications, and the ones I'm on is Ritalin. So I'm on 30 milligrams. It's quick release, so I take it 3 times a day, and the effects last 3 to 5 hours. It says. Personally, for me, I feel the effects of it for about 2 to 3 hours tops. So, and I'm up the higher dose, I believe. I think you can take a maximum of 100 milligrams of this per day, and I'm on sort of 90 altogether. So, and I think that it's starting to wear off a little bit. So we're nearly sort of 10 months down the line now, 11 months down the line. So I would expect probably to change medication, to go on a different type of medication. If 100 is the maximum per day, I'm not sure that I've got nowhere to go on it really. So whether I'm going to take another quick release or I'm going to take a slow release that's going to last all day, I don't know. That will come with my sort of my yearly assessment, I guess, with my meds, see where I go. But excuse me. But yeah, so it's been good. It's been good for me. But I think I said to you before that it's not great for everybody, and that's a shame because I mean, some people can whatever they're doing, whatever the lifestyle they've got and all that, can crack on with their ADHD and, have a few little struggles, but, life is generally okay.
Yeah.
And then some people who really, really sort of need it, and it can be life-changing for them, depending on what the symptoms are, depending on how much the medication can help. And it can be a really, really good thing. But again, everyone is different. Every situation is different.
Yeah, I think for me, it's just doing something that you enjoy. I mean, there are aspects of my job that I really enjoy.
Yeah.
There's aspects that I don't like. Part of this project I'm doing at the minute, I was looking at that yesterday. I just had a mental block. So I've got a good friend that I work with as well. So I emailed her. I said, "Do us a favour, can you finish this?" And she went, "No problem." So that kind of got rid of that stress. That was the biggest stress that I had. And it's just having that support network. I'm so thankful I've got people around me that I'm able to do that.
Yeah.
Or I would probably find it really difficult. So I do kind of get to cherry pick the jobs I do like and farm out the ones that I don't. So yeah, quite fortunate. And I think most people who've got it just end up working for themselves, looking at all the history of my jobs, over the years. Even 16 or 17 when I joined the army. I had a slight screw loose then. And they actually went to me to a psychiatrist and they said, "You've got a chemical imbalance." And you just kind of think, how did you not pick that up? But I suppose this was in 98, 99 maybe, 99. So I don't know if it was as common as, if it was, I don't know if common is the right word. I don't know. But then, yeah, all through school. I mean, a lot of people get really sad, but they think back in their lives in terms of what could have been. I've not had that. I've not had that one bit. I'm very fortunate to, I started my life as an HGV license to die, and then I went into management. That failed. I don't like people that much, and I don't like managing people that much. My cat's died. I don't care. So, and then I did a certain qualification in waste, and that was it, really. I just thought, this is a really good qualification. A lot of people don't have it. It's really hard and expensive to get. And you can just pimp yourself out to these companies that need it as a short-term sort of option. So yeah, I've always kind of, I'll not say lucky, but I've always kind of right place, right time, right career moves. And so, yeah, I appreciate that. But then I think, the with the medication, you think, "Oh God, I could proper grow this company massive now." And then today I'm like, yeah, no, I want to see it happen. I want to do it. But then you're thinking of all the reasons why you shouldn't, all the reasons why you can't, and quite defeated.
Yeah.
So,
the medication is amazing, but it has limitations because it doesn't stop all the signs and symptoms of ADHD. It'll do the main things. It will help you focus more. It can help suppress the impulsivity. It can help with sort of memory and all that as well. But but that's only a few things that goes with it. Goes with ADHD. And even with like the focus, I can focus so much now. I've read a book. I've read 2 books now the first time. I've never been able to read a book. I did horrible at school. I just couldn't focus, and I've read a book. But still, if there's still a lot of noise around me, I can't read and intake that information, remember things. So there's plenty of things that can override the effects. So the conditions have got to be right as well. So there are massive limitations, and I think people should be sort of aware of that. Then they're not gonna, you're not gonna take it and it's like life is gonna be amazing. There are still gonna be things there. There's still gonna be hurdles, and you still got to have, sort of things in place, strategies in place to help you to organize yourself and remember things and to understand yourself. But like you said, where you've got support, that's huge. that is huge. You know, having people to support you, even one or two, seriously, even one or two, that's amazing, because a lot of people don't have any support. So having some is makes a huge difference.
Yeah, I mean, I've got my wife's been brilliant, and even though she kind of supports, I don't think that full understanding is there quite yet. I don't want her to. I don't want her to Google every symptom and everything, or I just think she's just very, very. She tolerates a lot of the stuff, and I've got a good friend of mine as well. And it was a guy that we met. It's such a weird. I don't suppose weird, but it was like 1 in a million chance. We met a family on holiday 3 years ago. We got chatting by the pool, and they were from Colchester. He was called Paul. So we got chatting and got into conversations about army. Oh, was you in the army? Yeah, yeah. Oh, when did you join? October 97. Oh, yeah, I joined then. Where did you go? I went to Pirbright. Where did you go? I went to Pirbright. What troop were you in? And it turns out we joined the same day. We passed out the same day. And I got home. I've got a box upstairs with all my little stuff, trophies, belts, passing out videos. And we've got a little book. We were passed out. And I'm like, I'm opening this book. And I took a picture. I'm like, mate, is this you? He was like, no way. Absolutely mega. And we've stayed friends. We've been out to London with them, down to Colchester. They come up to ours. We went to watch Peter Kay not so long back. But him, like with this diagnosis, is like, oh yeah, it makes sense. So, what do you mean? Makes sense. But he's the kind of guy I message him. I'll go, hi mate, how's things? And he'll put in a response. He'll go, sorry, I don't have your name in my contacts. Who is it? Because he'll go send me a message, and I'll be like 3 weeks later, go, oh shit, I didn't message him. But it's brilliant. He knows that, it's like out of mind. You just forget people exist until you don't. And then with some people, you kind of get that guilt. Have I left it too late? Should I message? And that kind of does end a lot of friendships. I mean, I don't think I've had. I don't think I've got that many mates to start with, so I wasn't struggling on that part. But yeah, it's just great having people that understand that you can kind of start off where you left the last time, and nobody's judging you for it. No one's kind of saying out, but it's like I've not shouted from the rooftops apart from close family, friends. I've not really told anybody about it. I don't know if it's like, I don't know. It's like airports as well. Really hate airports. Security. We went to, where did we go? Turkey. Never been to Turkey. We landed. We goes to security, and you take everything out. You take your laptops, your liquids, absolutely everything, batteries, put them in the trays, send it through. Everything comes through. I always get frisked. Always get frisked. Then you get your bag stuff. You throw it all back in. We walked 100 yards, and I said to my wife, "What's this?" Security. What do you mean? We've just done it. Oh, it's another one. Why are they doing another one? And the level of irritation, you're like, throwing shit down. You're like, what? Oh, God. I don't know. It's just hate going through security. It's like they've just called you an arsehole. You've got that kind of mentality. You're like, just grumpy, irritable. But the wife generally leaves me alone because she'll say, "Oh, you forgot this," or "What are you doing that for? What's up with you? Why are you getting mad at them?" She's just no. So we're going away in a few weeks. But then my wife said, "Did you know you can get fast track through security?" Okay, yeah. Yeah, if you've got ADHD, you can get fast track, and sometimes let you know playing first. And I'm like, that sounds really amazing. Do you have to wear one of them kind of lanyards? Do you kind of have to advertise to the world that you've got it? But I haven't told anybody, but I don't want to. But it's almost like, I don't know. It's the stigma around it, isn't it? I think sometimes people are just judgmental. And then that, usually I'm kind of that's what people think. Reality, most people are. Especially like I said to you earlier on, the guy said to me, "No, I'll just get you sent at gym." You're like, right, okay.
Yeah.
Thanks for that.
Yeah, that
Yeah,
doesn't help.
no. Doesn't.
That's a shame because it's hard enough. It is, life and every day is full of sort of struggles and whatever every day, and you just don't need people to add to it for no reason whatsoever. You know,
No.
um, and it's. I mean, you mentioned about some people who felt really bad they've missed so many things in their life and their life could have been different, and I'm like you, I've never felt that. That might change for me. Yeah, it might change for me. Things are changing all the time. I got my diagnosis and I was so relieved. I am still in this euphoric stage where I'm so happy that I've got answers. I'm not happy that I got ADHD because it sucks big time.
Yeah.
It changed my life. It's changed my life. It's ruined my life. Looking back, my education, relationships, jobs, and things like that. It's been hell. Luckily, my relationship now with my wife is brilliant. But pre my wife, it's been awful. And
Yeah.
so the answers are there. You know, I've said many times before, I'm one of a lot of people who are diagnosed with anxiety and depression, and like, okay, and meds for that, and that barely did anything. As soon as I started
Yeah.
medication for ADHD, I'm like, I'm not depressed. I'm not depressed. So I got the okay from the doctor, weed myself off the antidepressants and all that, and it's brilliant. I don't need them. Which is good. But the answers, that's the main thing for me. And I'm so glad I've got answers. I'm not a talker. I've got a podcast. I don't know why. I'm sure it's the meds because pre-meds, I wouldn't be doing this. Like you, I really don't like people. I find it hard to talk to people. I find I like I'm doing now. I struggle to get words out. Um, and obviously to listen to people when they're talking, and then I have to answer or respond to what they're saying, and I haven't got a clue what they said. It's so stressful. I try to, not be around people. So my
Yeah.
circle of friends is very small. It's my mum, dad, and my wife, my son. There you go. That's my circle of friends. So yeah, I don't
It's
even
one of
know
those
where.
when you're talking to people, I don't mind people as long as they're talking about something I want to talk about.
Yeah, yeah,
So it's like you do so much googling. It's like the t-shirts. I seen a hoodie yesterday on something called, what do they call it, doom scrolling. That's too that long. And it was a t-shirt, and it's like it's got the ACDC kind of thing, but it says ADHD. And then it's like, oh, look, a squirrel. And then there was another one, I can't remember what it said. It had a script on it. And it just went off on so many tangents. Um, and it just proper made me laugh. I'm like, oh, I need that. I need that in my life. That's something. So my daughter, she's like a massive fan of Mary. She's got all the t-shirts and nowadays with all the sayings on them. And you see the ones like, the world's a better place with you in it, to the
yeah,
person behind me, from person. I love that. It's nice. I think the world needs to be a bit more compassionate.
yeah,
Um, but yeah, I don't know. But I do that all the time. When my wife's talking about something, I will literally zone out. I'll either get something thrown at me, prodded, or there'll be a word in there. It's like when you're talking in front of a dog. That's the only thing I can attribute it to. So when you're talking in front of a dog, and then you mention any keywords like tree, walk, anything like that, and it's like, oh yeah, sorry, what was being said? And then
yeah,
sometimes it's like when you're talking about something important, you've got to mentally say, you need to pay attention to this because this might be important. You might need this information later. And then by the time you've finished what kind of giving yourself that prep talk, she's finished, and you go, oh, what did you say? You can't really say to yourself, pay attention. Right, I'm going to pay attention. Yeah, this is important. I didn't. Did you get that? I didn't get nothing. You've got to laugh at it. You've got to laugh at all the kind of things that you do from it. I mean, it's not rage.
Yeah.
If you're laughing, you're not raging. That's the way.
Yeah, well,
The
that's
best.
true. Very
Yeah.
true. Yeah, I
Yeah.
remember. I think it's to the doctors, and I can't remember what it's for. But I thought to myself, look, I need to listen. I need to understand what the doctor's going to say. So I need to understand. I need to listen. I need to concentrate. Right. So I'm going to try my hardest. So I got there, and he was talking, and I just had myself saying, right, concentrate, 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 in a way of trying to make me concentrate on what he was saying. But when he finished, all I had was concentrate, 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 concentrate. I have no idea what he said. It's like,
No,
you know,
we need
let
blinkers.
this is it.
We
Yeah.
need, we need the blinkers. You know,
But
just
I find that the medication has helped me listen for longer, even to the boring things. It don't stop me from finding it boring in any shape or form, but it does help me focus on what's going on a lot longer before I get, no, I can't do this. No, I've got to look at something else, think of something else, talk about something else before I get that stage. Rather than, it used to be like 20 seconds. It should be 20 seconds. That was my limit.
short and sweet to the point.
Yeah, but now it is like a few minutes now before. So still don't waffle on too much. However, I can listen for a little bit longer now.
So I have a thing on a weekend where I refuse to think about anything. You know, come Friday night, the weekend will take us. What do you want to do? Don't know. What do you want to do? Anything, don't care. My daughter had a couple of friends over one night. Oh, I'm walking downstairs and shouting, "Man, can you help? So what do you help with?" She went, "Well, we bought this game, and it's like a Cluedo kind of detective game. Just said, we're not sure. Can you help?" Nope. When it'll just like 2 minutes, I can't. I can read it, but I won't process it, and I don't care enough to want to help. So the easiest way is just go, I'm not going to waste my time with yours. Nope. But by now, I'm going downstairs, and I just find. But the other problem, I think, weekends go way too fast. Way too fast. Just it's like you're living for weekends. That's like my brother said to me once, "But you can't wish Fridays away." What do you mean? Well, you get so excited for Fridays, you get to value every rest of the day. I'm like, yeah, I don't care. I'm not bothered. I live for I work to live. I don't live to work. So
Yeah, that's the way. That's the way. I mean, especially, like say you switch off. You want to switch off at the weekends. You need it, because if you don't, you end up burning out at some stage of your life. You can't keep on going on, and it's hard. Some people find it very hard to switch off. I'm not what would you call it? Hyperactive. There you go. I'm not physically hyperactive. I don't have to be on the move. I don't have that issue. It's all in my head. But but I find that if I can't switch off the brain, if I can't just relax and have silence, basically, I will struggle, and I get so overwhelmed, and I just can't function. Looking back into my career, I was overwhelmed all the time. And there are stages where I see that I wasn't burnout because I just couldn't see the woods for the trees. Work was in front of me, and I'm like, I don't know. I don't know. I don't care. And all I want to do is just sit here and just look at that piece of paper or look at that laptop screen, because there's nothing else I can actually do. But having
even
now,
on the
yeah,
when,
I mean,
when you got interrupted.
that's what we do. But now I know. Now I'm understanding myself a lot more. I understand that I do need to do certain things to make sure I don't get overwhelmed. I do need to take time off. I need to take time away. I need to be in silence, in calmness, be it for 5 or 10 minutes, be it for when there's a certain thing happening. And yeah, if there's like, you've had a hard week or a hard couple of weeks because of work or family life or whatever it is, you need to have some sort of respite just to get your head back, in a good place. Just let your
Yeah,
body. You can exercise what you want. You can do all the exercise. Once you've done the marathon, you don't want to go running the next day. You need to have
yeah.
that time. So
I think
you
one
you
of
may
the things
speak.
that is the body doubling thing.
Mm,
I think I used to get days where I'd come home from work and I didn't want to talk. I would not talk. Absolutely nothing. You'd get nothing from it. What I find it quite hard, she felt it's like as a rejection. I was like, not a rejection. I just mentally can't. I don't want to form any words. But you don't want life to stop. You want the
mm,
kids to be going out doing the things and
yeah.
being around you and cooking tea and watching TV. The dog bites you in you constantly to throw his ball. You could throw a ball for that dog for 2 hours straight. It'd still bring you back. It just doesn't stop. Um, but like when it comes to like when I was at work tidying up, it is an absolute effort. But I can't stand a messy room. I don't feel relaxed if that room's not clean and not so much clean, just organised.
Yeah.
The living room, it's like I haven't got OCD, but stripes in the carpet, they're a thing for me. Um, and it's just like, but when the wife's home and she starts doing a task, if like we've had tea, she'll go into the kitchen, start clearing up. I'm there. I can't stand to think of her doing that on her own. I'm like, no, I'll do it. And then it's like sometimes we get Gusto boxes. And I come home yesterday, long day yesterday, I think I was out the house from like 4:30 till about 4 o'clock in the afternoon. So he comes home, I'm like, I'll cook tea. So you've been at work all day. I'm like, no bothered. I need something. I need to concentrate on something that I can successfully accomplish and cook.
Yeah.
And looking at the instructions and doing that, it was a spag ball I've done many times before, and I just enjoy it. It gives me that bit of focus because I had so much energy. The same as today, my legs tapping constantly all morning, all today. It's like releasing that kind of, just getting rid of that energy. Um, I just need some, and then we finished tea, straight back in the kitchen, tidying up. She's like, "Do it in a bit." I'm like, "No, I'll do it. Just anything." Jumps to an organised garage, you could probably do it in organised. What about loft? That probably could do it look at as well. Just something to get rid of that. Not because I want to get stuff done. I just need to occupy my brain.
Yeah.
Whereas usually, but it has to be something you enjoy. That's the thing.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I mean, I'd rather, that's like you said before, I'd rather not have it. You look at back at how bad I did at school, I come out with no GCSEs. I've not, I managed a couple of sites. I managed a clinical waste treatment facility during COVID, but I find it interesting. It's a 24-hour site. We had lots of operatives. We used to have like thousands and thousands of clinical waste bins coming in every day, and then kind of lost interest. I just find it
Okay.
boring. And then like just getting up in the morning and thinking, oh, I've got proper like adult problems to deal with. That's how I describe myself sometimes. I'm a child with adult money. That's not great. So, for the sake of the people listening, we had a conversation before. A boat. So yeah, Wednesday I bought a boat. My new ones is a camera. I bought a lens for my new camera. That so it's an EF lens for a Canon. So I needed the EF adapter. The RFEF adapter came first, then the boat come, and then the day after my new lens come, and I got a message from my wife, "You're really starting to take the piss now." And I'm like, "I promise I'm done. I just need an engine, and then I'm finished." I promise. So, but then my son said, "I'll buy the engine if you buy him." We bought him a car. He's not even 17 yet, but we're just very keen to get him driving. I ain't got that long to wait. So picking a car up tonight for him. this wasn't an impulse buy. We've been looking for one for donkeys, and we've come across one yesterday. It's really nice. And Keir said, "Are you getting a car?" Yeah, we're going to get it. So the insurance is really cheap for me because he can't go in it yet. He's not 17. Do that. I'll buy the engine. Okay, you do that. And I probably still won't let him buy it because I feel bad because he's spending his own money on it. That's the thing, right? You're going to insure this car on your own. You're going to pay for your own insurance. He's even got a bike at the minute. Oh, yeah. And then you feel bad for taking money off him. But, such as life. But yeah, the boat thing, I'll probably put some videos on TikTok when on our maiden voyage. And it's got
I'll
a
look
holder.
forward to that.
It's got a holder for a fishing rod.
That's right.
Well, I'm like, that's amazing. I don't even fish. But I like the thoughts. So, but yeah, you just got to laugh about it, haven't you?
This is true. And I've got news for you as well. As an avid photographer myself, I will tell you now, the shopping basket for photography equipment is never full. It's never full. You think it's full, you think you're done, and then you'll see a picture or a new lens or something or another piece of equipment to go with the tripod or monopod or whatever it is, and you go,
Yeah.
I
need that. I can't function without it. My life is not complete. I mean, I do love pictures, so I've got a paint by numbers at home that's like of some animal that's got like really amazing vivid colours that I've not started yet. Can't wait to start so I can put it off. But like with the photography, I took it to my daughter's football practice the other day, and they signed a few new girls because she plays for under 11, under 12, sorry, and under 13s now. And I said to a few of the parents, you don't mind taking snapshots. It's mainly just going to be a Barbie. She's going to save some really good goals, blah, blah. And they're like, brilliant. Only for us, group chat. And then they had a little 10-month-old boy. And this kid had the cutest smile. I'm like, do you want to take a snapshot? And they're like, yeah. So I took a picture and I showed them. They were like, that is amazing. This with a new lens. And then the parents was like kind of watching their daughter play football with the lad in the middle of them looking outwards. I'm like, now if that's not a Kodak moment, I don't know what is. So I went by and got a really good picture. The depth was all blurred, took a few pictures, showed them at the end. The mother was near enough in tears. She's like, that makes me want to cry. That is amazing. And I've always been thinking, what do I do? Do I shoot cars, nature? Went to Bakewell last weekend, Father's Day. I didn't want to go out for a meal. I said, let's just go for a nice walk. Took the camera, didn't really get any kind of nature shots, but like doing that for them, I just felt awesome. I felt like,
yeah.
I love helping people. I love seeing the reaction and gone, wow, well, look, that is like a proper professional. I'm like, do you know what? If you ever want me to do any pictures, drop us a WhatsApp and I'll come round and do them. And I'll do it for literally nothing because it's that dopamine that you chase into. It makes you feel good, and that's kind of why I do it. So yeah, that were amazing. But yeah, we do a lot of things for that little sort of stuff, don't we?
We do.
Mm-hmm.
But it's good having that. Getting that dopamine fix is a big thing. It can create amazing things. It can be happiness in your life. It could be, if you've got a job that you are absolutely crazy about. If, like, say, you work for yourself and you're doing something that you get that dopamine fix most of the time when you're at work. I mean, most of us in life don't do a job that give us any sense of satisfaction until payday. So to have the drive to actually do something that you actually want to do every day, that's a massive thing. So
I think
but
hard. The jobs to me, it's not, even from a young age during the army. Anyone who's been in the army, it's not a job. You don't get a choice.
Yeah,
you have to rock up. You have to show up. You have to do it. In terms of sick days, I don't think I've ever had, apart from COVID. I've had that 3 times. But generally, if you've got stuff to do, and you like the lifestyle you've got, you think of your wife and kids, You have to do it. And this is where that ultimate, what's it called? Sort of the time. What I can't know what you call it. Kind of, where you got something to do where you're like, it's gone, but you just get no choice.
Yeah.
You have to go out, and then there's a lot of things in my job that I really enjoy doing. Giving advice. The thing is, my memory is so bad. Short-term memory, it's just awful. And one of my mates like, I'm surprised because you're a compliance consultant, what deals in regulations, legislation, and the law. Like, because it interests me.
Yeah.
I could reel off legislation from waste, transport, sections, document numbers, everything. But it's because I enjoy it.
It makes a big difference when you enjoy it. It makes a big difference.
Yeah.
And although we're not talking about school, it makes a big difference if school and teachers understood that children with ADHD will learn better, or they'll have a better success rate with kids with ADHD if they made the learning interesting and fun and enjoyable.
I think that's probably a blanket statement.
Yeah.
But they haven't evolved classrooms. They don't do it. Teachers are there, not most of them, but a lot of them, it's the salary. They're not interested. I was talking to one of my daughter's teachers, and she went, "Oh, that teacher can be quite abrupt with students." I'm like, "She's got no place being a teacher. Then you can't speak to students and children like that. You have to kind of motivate and empower them, and kind of get them interested in sort of debates and schooling, and I think it's just failing as a whole.
It is. Well, that's another podcast.
So
anyway, Chris, it's been really, really good having you on.
Thank you very
having
much.
a good chat. It's interesting. Like I say, we talked about the medication. It's not for everybody, as we know. It doesn't always work. It doesn't change everything. And it, as you know, it can take a while to get the right dose or the right medication, or find out in the end that the medication is not for you. So there's lots of things to think about. But like I said, you've got things in place, putting strategies and things in place to just help you out from day to day, week to week.
Yeah.
That's a huge thing. Having people around you, surround yourself with people who actually care, understand, or at the very least they kind of get it, and they are willing to accept that you have struggles, and I'm not going to turn around and start saying things like, get over it, man up, and get to the gym instead. Those are the people we need to surround ourselves with, because that can make a huge difference to someone's life. Huge difference.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, but it's great that you're on, and I know you haven't told loads of people, but this is a podcast, and we might have 3 or 4 listeners when I post it.
You mean this is going live?
No, it's not going live now. Yeah. No, I can't do live. I've done it a few times. I struggle with that. There's too much pressure. But yeah, no, it's been great. I think it's good to talk about it. It's good to understand other people and the different journeys that we all have, and to be curious about other people. People have bad days, people have good days. Everyone has a story. So it's good to listen and relate, possibly, as well.
Yeah.
So no, it's been good, and I'm rambling on now, so I will shut up because I can hear you snoring in the background now.
Yeah, it's been good. It's been interesting. I appreciate Come on. Good.
No problem at all. No problem at all. And for everyone who is listening, that's my wife and my mum and my dad. Thank you very much. Just remember, guys, be good, be kind, and always remember, you're not alone. Thank you.